guys, this is Haley, and today I'm going to be showing you guys what to feed a baby rabbit. So this diet is for any rabbit 7 weeks to 6 months of age. Before 7 weeks, rabbits should still be with their mother and drinking milk from their mother still, and this is kind of like when they start to wean. After 7 weeks, this is when they start becoming a little bit more independent and start to be able to eat completely on their own. So I'm just gonna go through all the things your baby rabbit should be eating, how much to feed them, and what time to start everything, as I know a lot of people can get really confused and really stressed out about this process. So something your rabbit will always need is fresh water provided in a dish 24/7. Pet stores do sell bottles for rabbits to drink out of. I personally would never feed a rabbit water out of a water bottle just because the tip does not allow enough water to come out, and rabbits actually drink the same amount as a 20-pound dog. So because of that, they need to have a dish that allows them to drink as much as they want, as easily as they can. When a rabbit drinks out of a bottle, a lot of the times they'll grab it with their teeth and shake it around because they get very frustrated that they can't get enough water out. So that is why I personally feed water from a dish. So if your rabbit is currently drinking out of a bottle and you'd like to switch them to a dish, just put a dish of water in there along with the bottle for a while and wait for your rabbit to start drinking out of the dish. Most likely they will start drinking out of the dish once it's provided, just because it is way more natural for rabbits to drink that way, and they just like it a lot better. As far as keeping the dish clean, some people worry about this. Honestly, as long as you are emptying it, rinsing it, and refilling it twice a day, there will be no problem with it being too dirty or whatever. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is hay. Just like adult rabbits, baby rabbits need hay 24/7. This should be provided in like a hay rack, in their litter box, or some sort of basket, something that's really easy for them to access and eat. Sometimes it's hard to get baby rabbits to start eating more hay, and because of that you do have to offer a couple of different kinds of hay. Just see what they like. A lot of people say to only feed baby rabbits alfalfa hay. Now it's completely fine for baby rabbits to have alfalfa hay and alfalfa pellets, but it's not like a rule that they have to only eat that. A lot of times it's really nice to mix in a grass hay along with alfalfa hay, because then once they need to be weaned off of alfalfa, they'll already be used to the grass hay. So as far as hay, I would personally mix alfalfa and grass hay in your baby rabbit's diet, just so that the transition is much easier, and grass hay is totally safe for babies. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is pellets. A lot of people recommend that baby rabbits be fed alfalfa pellets unlimited. Now, some people do choose to feed this way, and it's not wrong. It's completely safe for baby rabbits, but actually, most often babies do not need unlimited pellets. A lot of the times that makes them not eat as much hay, and hay is the most important thing, especially in baby rabbits, because their gut is it's developing still and very sensitive. So the more hay they eat, the healthier their gut will be and the healthier they will be. So if you're feeding too many pellets, then sometimes they aren't getting the hay that they need to keep themselves healthy. Because of this, you can start measuring, like a half cup or fourth cup, whatever you want a day for your rabbit to eat out of. At the beginning, of course, you're gonna wanna start out with a larger quantity and then slowly decrease the quantity, as you do not want to make diet changes quickly because that can upset rabbit stomachs. So personally with Sterling, I just kind of watched to see how much pellets he actually ate, and then just fed him that much once a day or twice a day, split it up. And he did really great on that. He started eating a lot more hay, which is what I really wanted. And so as for the pellet type, whether you want to do alfalfa or Timothy, it's completely up to you, whatever you prefer. Oxbow sells a baby rabbit food, and then they also sell a adult rabbit food that you can switch to later, so that's a really great option. But if you want to just feed Timothy right away, that is fine. That's kind of what I did with Sterling. So once they start getting a little bit older, I would say probably 3-4 months, I would really start to decrease the pellets. I would say probably 1/4 cup to a couple tablespoons a day. So this does depend on your rabbit and how big they are. If they're going to be a giant, they need a lot more food than smaller rabbits, so you do have to take that into consideration when trying to decide how much pellets you're going to feed. Just make sure you're not feeding too much so that your rabbit will become obese, and don't be afraid of feeding too little, because honestly hay is the #1 important thing in their rabbit's diet. So if they aren't eating a ton of pellets, they'll just eat more hay, which is great. So again, I would about 3 or 4 months start decreasing those pellets so that they're about the pellets that they should be on when they're an adult. And the adult amount is 1/4 cup for 6 pounds of body weight. So you can adjust this for your personal rabbit. A lot of people do less than that. They like do a couple tablespoons a day or whatever. So it really depends on your rabbit and how your rabbit, you know, weighs and stuff and how much exercise they're getting. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is veggies. Now, a lot of people probably think that baby rabbits cannot have veggies, and I also have gotten a lot of questions asking how to introduce vegetables correctly, when can my rabbit start eating veggies, and all that type of stuff. So it is kind of true and kind of false that baby rabbits can have fresh veggies, and that is when they are very young, like, you know, a couple weeks old, couple months old. Personally, I probably wouldn't feed too many veggies at that point, just because their gut is still really developing, and you know, the best thing for them at that age is just to have a lot of hay and a lot of roughage. So normally when they're very young, you do not want to give fresh vegetables and stuff like that. People recommend to wait until they're about 3 months old, or until they've been on grass hay for at least 2 weeks. The reason they need to be on grass hay is that this creates a really healthy gut, and so once you start feeding them fresh vegetables, it won't get upset or anything. A lot of people will try vegetables and then their rabbit will get, you know, runny poop, and then they'll be like, my rabbit can't eat vegetables because it gets an upset stomach from it. So rabbits in the wild were created to eat like grass and fresh produce all day long, and that's what they eat. So honestly, fresh vegetables is really healthy for them, and most rabbits are completely fine with fresh vegetables once you introduce them correctly. So again, the first step is to wait 2 weeks after they've been on grass hay so that their gut is nice and healthy. After that, you want to introduce very, very slowly some vegetables into your rabbit's diet. So normally what I do is just take a tiny little piece of romaine, red leaf, or green leaf, something really easy on a rabbit's stomach, and I just give them a little piece one day, and then I wait until the next day to give them any more. So during that period, you want to watch and make sure they aren't having runny poop, and if they are, then you're just going to want to wait until that they stop having that. So really push the hay, try to get them to eat a lot more hay. During this time, I try to offer a lot of different types of hay, like orchard grass, timothy, meadow hay. You know, there's a ton of different grass hays out there, so just try to give them a lot of hay so that they are eating a lot of hay. Normally my rabbits will have a little bit of runny poop like the first vegetable I ever try, and that's completely normal, and it's totally fine as long as you don't like just keep increasing the vegetables and making it worse and worse. So if they do have runny poop, you know, just slow down and take away that vegetable, don't feed that for a while, and just wait for the runny poop to disappear. After about a day with solid poop, you can try again, same little amount, probably try a different type of veggie this time, different type of lettuce or something like that, and see how they react. Normally rabbits react really good to romaine. I've never really had issues with that, as long as you go slow. So just keep giving them a tiny little piece every day. After a couple days, you can start increasing the amount you give. Don't give like an obnoxious amount, but you know, just slowly increase it. So I would say by about a week, I had Sterling on a full piece of romaine lettuce. So once your rabbit is eating one piece of lettuce completely fine, you can try a different type of vegetable like kale, collard greens, you know, some herbs or anything like that. And I'll link a link in the description on safe rabbit food that you can give, like safe vegetables. And just like before, start with a small piece and gradually increase. So that is pretty much how you do it, and eventually you want your rabbit up to 1 cup of vegetables for every 2 pounds of body weight. Ideally, you'll want them on that amount by their 6 months of age so that they're on the adult rabbit diet by then. But if you got your rabbit, like, you know, towards the end of its baby stage and it's just introducing vegetables, be sure to just take your time. Like, you do not want to rush it, you don't want to push it and make them have an upset stomach or anything like that. So last but not least is treats. I know a lot of you are going to want to give a lot of treats because your rabbit is so cute when you bring them home, but please try to restrict yourself and not feed too many. Sugary treats can really upset a rabbit's stomach, especially at this young age, but they can have a small amount. Now, I would personally try something very small, like a little piece of a dried carrot, a little piece of a dried fruit or something like that. Probably a vegetable would probably be more mild. Not as sugary as fruit, so it's really up to you, but don't give too much. Also, stay away from all of those really nasty processed treats. Oxbow does sell some good processed treats, but other than that, a lot of them are really bad. Cereals, wheat, flour, anything like that is a big no-no in rabbits' diets, especially dairy. Dairy is not good either. So I probably wouldn't feed treats every day, especially at this young age. And I also probably would not give treats until the rabbit is old enough to eat vegetables at around like 3 months or so, and after they've been eating grass hay, just to know that their stomach is going to handle it okay. And in the beginning, when you're introducing new vegetables, that is kind of going to be a treat to your bunny, so they really don't need any other treats at that point. Once they start getting older and you know their stomach is handling a lot of stuff, then obviously you can start feeding a little bit more treats. But also know that treats are just fed sparingly, even with adult rabbits. I only give, you know, a couple treats a day, even if that. Like, sometimes I don't even give treats every day. So it really just depends, and make sure to stick with healthy treats. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope that gave you a little bit about what baby rabbits should be eating. Remember to always ask your rabbit vet if their diet is good, if it needs any adjusting. And also remember, each rabbit is different and is gonna, you know, accept things differently and have different speeds on, you know, introducing vegetables and all that. So don't feel bad if your rabbit is behind or ahead, because there is no really strict schedule. So just relax and have fun with it, and I'm sure your rabbit will do great. If you have any further questions, be sure to leave them down below. If your rabbit ever stops eating or ever is acting sick, please bring them to the vet ASAP. Do not contact me, because I will most likely not get back to you in time, as a lot of people ask me questions. So please just take them to Rabbit Savvy Vet. It could save their life. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be sure to be back with a new video very soon. Bye!